right, guys, welcome back to Movies with Bob. We're going to do episode 7 of the Ricky Gervais show today. I just uploaded episode 1 of An Idiot Abroad. Carl Pilkington went to China. I really enjoyed that, and we're going to be uploading episode 2 this week, as well as Wall-E finally. The movie reaction, some more movie reactions coming. We're going to mix in movie reactions with the Idiot Abroad and Ricky Gervais show. Subscribe, please. But let's get into this episode 7 now. It's called The Diary, and let's do it.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant. Hello. And the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington.
All right. I'm never going to get sick of that. All right.
Carl's been on holiday again, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because Carl, you don't do anything.
And you have weekends off. You take at least 5 or 6 weeks holiday a year, even though you haven't got a job now. You're meant to be doing this, and yet you still
So
go
your whole
holiday.
life's a holiday, basically.
Yeah, why do you need a holiday? You potter around. Your big day last week was going to the cobblers. So why do you need a break so much this week?
It's just that, it's good for your brain and that, isn't it? It opens it up a bit.
You are not evidence for that.
Where did you go
Gran Canaria.
for a week? Just sitting around.
Well, there isn't much else to do at Gran Canaria. I mean, I don't want to go slagging
Gran
the place off
Canaria.
because every time I seem to talk about somewhere, I get into trouble for it. But it's just like a big rock. It's just volcanic, isn't it?
And you must have looked like a little barnacle on that.
Have you been there before?
Been near it before to another rock, which was just.
Well,
it was
what
the
you
same
had your
sort of
fingers
thing.
burned? Why did you go back?
Because you think, well, they can't have loads of these islands that are the same, like a big rock with hotels on. They can't get away with it. So you
And
think,
they
well, the
obviously
next
are
one.
getting away with it. But why do you keep going to these places that are rocks? Why don't you investigate first? Ask your travel agent, is this a giant rock?
Because that's what you do, isn't it? You go and find out yourself. I mean, when Armstrong went to the moon, what was he expecting up there? That's a fact. That's a big rock, and he still went all that way.
I don't know what that point was.
No, so
Fair
what,
enough.
so what I'm saying is, though,
What do you make of this place? You enjoy it, Gran Canaria? It's just a big rock, but you
I bet the moon was better.
Really? What did you do?
It was just it's big hotel, like big massive places where there's loads of people, and you go for your dinner.
That describes a hotel.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds like that to me.
You've nailed that.
I've been to a few. That sounds like it.
No, but do you know what I mean? Though there's the nice small ones where it's just enough people, but this is like mental, and it was full of old people. Really, I mean that's probably why it's called Gran Canaria, right? Because it's just
Grannies
old people.
everywhere.
Yeah, right. But what I thought I'd start doing is start a diary,
Okay, why?
Oh, wow.
just because I sort of had a bit of time on my hands and that. Just thought, write it down, write stuff down.
And do you hope that this one day will become one of the great literary documents like Samuel Pepys' diary?
I haven't heard of that. Is it any good?
You've never heard of Samuel Pepys' diary?
No,
The most famous diary, other than probably Anne Frank's.
I've heard of Anne Frank's and that, and I thought if
course,
she's
yeah.
sat in a loft, knocking stuff up, not much going on in her life at that point, yet she was still writing it down.
Yeah. Whereas
Thought,
you've
well,
been
I'm
to
on
Gran
holiday.
Canaria. Yeah.
I thought, so there is stuff going on that I can chat about. Start a diary.
Sure.
You started a diary.
But not much going on in her life. Comment about Anne Frank could just kind of go over someone's head, but that's just such a ridiculous comment. Has anybody ever had a diary in their lives? I never have. I probably should start one.
The diary.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do? Did you keep it up every day?
Yeah, just.
Oh, can I read it, please?
It's probably
well,
beneficial.
The diary's meant to be sort of.
Please, can I read
Private.
some out on this podcast? Carl.
Some of it though is only relevant to me. It's sort of.
Oh, this is. Please give me it. Oh my God.
I mean, this isn't. I haven't just.
It's like the Bible.
It's one of those desk
It's
diaries.
huge. It's about a foot long, and it's Oh, that is amazing. Imagine if Anne Frank's had been like that. As she got out. Right, everyone would have heard it clank down on the desk.
Yeah, but my writing's quite big, isn't it?
Oh look, give us that. Give us that.
Do you know about joined up writing? Have you
This
heard
is
about
There's
that?
no point.
amazing.
Sometimes you can't read it, can you? So it's
Right,
best to
okay.
look at
Oh
ancient
look!
times.
Oh my God! It starts on the first day. This is wonderful. Going on holiday to Gran Canaria today. Woke up to the news that Tony Banks had died. There was a piece on the news about how everyone was shocked. Got me thinking about an invention that would be good. Right, a watch that counted down your life. If it says you've got 3 days left, go to the doctors.
I'm guessing he has no
Told
idea
me
how
that
to
about invention.
create
She said
it.
she wouldn't buy one, but she said that about the iPod.
How would this device work? This watch? I mean, how would you
He won't.
know when you were about to die? Is that again not for you to worry about? Presumably the boffins.
No, all I was thinking is that Tony Banks fella, you know, he died and everyone was shocked about it. But if you had like a little watch on,
But how did you can't just say, wouldn't it be good? How would this work? Yeah, I imagine you're in the patent office going, got an idea? They go, oh, certainly, what's your idea? Watch the counting down your life. Oh, how does that work?
just wear it, just pop it on your wrist.
No,
I don't
what
know.
do you mean? Just pop it on your wrist. How does it work? Just pop it on your wrist. Brilliant. You're an idiot.
Well, it's interesting that he goes on. The flight to Gran Canaria was a bit bumpy. I thought about the clock that counts down your life again, and I wondered if it would know if you were going to die in a disaster. Now he's querying his own design.
He's wondering if it would know. He's invented this.
It's a fella on the plane was reading
Brilliant.
Koi Mag. It was a fishing magazine. I glanced over and noticed he was reading the Pond of the Month article. Don't think they could make it into a weekly magazine. Well, to be fair to you, I remember seeing a guy on the train once reading Carp Monthly, a magazine dedicated entirely to carp, and it had Carp of the Month. And I just thought, you know, once you're like 3 months in, the editor must be stressing. If we've got any more carp, we got a carp that's actually done anything.
I reckon if they used the same one twice, there wouldn't be many
No one
complaints.
would be noticing.
No, that's the carp they used 2 years ago.
There was a really fat bloke on the plane. He was playing on his PSP. While I waited to go to the toilet, I looked at what game he was playing. It was darts. He's that fat and lazy, you can't even face playing a more active game on a King's console.
That's a great observation.
Me and Suzanne got off the coach along with a couple of old people. One of them was in a wheelchair. I don't think it was wise of them to come to a volcanic island with a wheelchair. Everywhere is pretty rough paving and sloping. Guess I'll keep an eye on it as the weeks go on. Day 2 in Gran Canaria.
Brilliant. We're only at day 2.
The hotel's a bit odd. I've never seen as many cross-eyed people in one location.
Is he supposed to be on vacation? This is what he's doing on vacation?
Let me read on a bit more.
No, this is amazing.
We'll come back
This
to it
is a
later.
brilliant
Just
diary.
people
this
watching?
might be the best diary ever written. Oh,
While sat listening to the Kinks on my iPod, I wondered if everybody thinks in their accent. I know I do. What's this? What are you talking about?
Just that, you know, when I've been sat there lying on the lounger, right, and I was thinking about stuff.
how do you know you think in your accent? Tell me a typical thought.
Because
I don't even
because what
understand the
mean is,
premise.
Say if it was like, if I saw something, right? Do you know how I say like, oh, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
No.
But
That was
I
being
don't have
said.
to. But when you think, I don't think the sentence is like I'm saying it. It's just a thought. The thought appears. It's conceptual and it's already there. It's not like
Yeah, I'm from Boston. I don't, think in a Boston accent. Park the car or whatever the stupid accent is. So I don't understand even the idea of thinking in your own accent. You just, I'm gonna go park the car.
I go, Rick. It's just a thought. The thought appears. It's conceptual and it's already there. It's not like I go, Rick. Just looking at that fellow over there, were you? Yeah, I was. Yeah. I was thinking it was a bit weird. So was I. I don't think out whole sentences.
Whereas you have Carl, stop listening to the Kinks for a minute. Look over there. More cross-eyed people.
No, well that's
Is
that's
that how
kind
your
of-
mind works?
In a way, yeah. And that's when
Brilliant.
because I
Makes
thought,
sense now.
It's
Everything
great.
all makes sense.
Think of that whole sentences.
Because I thought that's weird, isn't it? Right, I didn't think that's weird, isn't it? And I thought I actually think in my accent. And then I thought, does Stephen Hawking, does he when he's doing his maths and that? Is he? I don't know where he's from, so I don't know what his accent would be like.
I think he's from Kent or Cambridge or Oxford.
Right. So
So you think he might think in his
voice, in that voice box
computerised
thing.
voice?
Just wondered.
Had lunch inside today due to shite weather. sat next to an old fella. Old men's ears and noses carry on growing as they get older. Suzanne noticed his fingers were fat too. Maybe they continue to grow. Suzanne didn't laugh when I said her arse had the same problem. Day 3, cloudy start to the day. Had pie and chips in a cafe. Had a bit of an argument with Suzanne because I thought it was daft that we were paying for food when we were on an all-inclusive holiday. Changed my mind when I saw they sold pie though. The cafe was called Tattoos. The fellow who owned it didn't have any tattoos. But we never saw his wife.
All right.
Oh, brilliant. Had a drink in a bar. Everyone sat and watched one of the local cats lick its bollocks.
What the fuck?
It's the greatest holiday in the world.
Right. Most people go.
That's the entertainment in that town.
Went back to the hotel and had a sleep before tea. I love the fact you're just moaning about old people, but you're just as bad.
You've done nothing so far.
He's nothing, he's got a kip. Woke up to news about ducks being badly treated. There was a really ugly one with bent legs.
The
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Why does he write this down? Oh God. Oh.
There is a fat bloke from Bolton who is in the pool as I write this. He's got a big tattoo on his back, but I can't work out what it is. ... He just got out of the pool and burped. Just felt like you had to keep us abreast of that.
Everything's in the diary. I just seen it get to the point.
Well, he wrote it for himself.
Breathed in,
Yeah.
breathed out again.
There was a big fat fella in the sea.
Of course, another fat guy. Steven's like, saying, well, he thought, why'd you have to keep us abreast of that? Well, he wrote the diary for himself. You guys are the ones that wanted to read it on air.
The point where you're going, breathed in.
Yeah.
Plus, I wanted to know if the fat guy
There was a big
burped.
fat fella in the sea who kept his t-shirt on. If you're big and fat, is there more chance of you getting burnt because there's more of you on show? I asked Suzanne, and she said she didn't know in that sort of not listening kind of way. I wanted to hang about to see if the fat bloke was going to get in the kayak, but Suzanne said we had to head back.
See if he's going to capsize.
Slow him waiting to see if he's going to capsize. We go home today, so we got up early to get the last bit of cloud.
No, it's just that it wasn't. It's not that sunny all the time. I mean, I was sat in weather that if it was like that here, there's no way to be sat in the garden. But because you're on holiday, it's like, well, we've got to sit in it. Put your coat on.
So are you going
It's
to
true.
continue to write this diary? Every
Yeah,
single day?
It's amazing. Keep this diary up. It's amazing.
No, I will keep it up because what I find as well is, I think earlier on before I went away, I think I did learn something, and because I wrote it down, I remembered it a bit better. So
What was that?
I just was thinking then, I forgot it now, but I
Defeats the
remembered
purpose.
looking back at it and not having to read it all because I remembered the end of it before I read it. If you know what I mean.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nobody ever does.
Harry from Canterbury wants to know whether any of us have ever had any cruel nicknames. He claims that he's quite tall and rather hirsute.
Booby,
and
for me.
He's often called Lurch or Wolfie. He's always thought that Carl looks a bit like Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah. No,
Um,
there's no potato that round. But I suppose you could fashion a potato to be that round.
Yeah.
Maybe we could, if anyone can carve a potato into the roundest head ever,
Yeah.
pop a couple of eyes on it.
Make it look as much like Carl as possible.
Exactly.
But yeah, any nicknames? Did you ever have a nickname written?
No, mine was boring. I didn't have any. It was just around the name, like Gervais or something like that. No, I didn't have nicknames.
I always wanted a nickname. I just thought it was quite cool for some reason, particularly because gangsters always seem to have nicknames. You know,
Lefty.
Fingers.
Yeah.
Lefty, yeah. Scarface.
Yeah.
And so I decided that I thought, because no one was giving me a nickname at school, it was kind of annoying, well, certainly not to my face,
Yeah.
that I decided to just come up with one.
Yeah.
And so I remember I was at lunch once, and I just said to my mate Phil,
How old were you?
12, 13,
Brilliant.
You never come up with your own nickname.
lunch once, and I just said to my mate Phil,
How old were you?
12, 13.
Brilliant.
I just said to him, Phil, don't know if you know, mate, but people aren't calling me Steve anymore. Everyone's calling me Spud now.
It's a
I
weird
don't know why
name.
I thought Spud. It's weird. We should talk about Mr. Potato Head. I don't know why I thought Spud was a was a cool nickname. I just sort of, I think
It's a
'cause
grown-up name, though, isn't it?
and it's also because I think it sounded
Is it?
like it was probably either something that you'd find in one of those kids' books, like the Famous Five, or like the Bash Street Kids. There'd be Spud, and I always imagine with Spud, he's not the leader of the gang, but he's a reliable member.
I think
You know what I mean?
Spud is the biggest lorry driver in one
Yeah.
particular sort of car park.
Yeah.
And here comes Spud.
Yeah.
And he gets out, right, boys. And he's big and massive, and Spud can eat 2 breakfasts.
Exactly, yeah. But I just in my mind it was that I would be one day part of a gang, and it's I'm Pinky, this is Joe, and the tall guy Spud.
And he didn't catch
he
on,
never
did he?
really caught, and he just went, oh yeah, right. And no one started. And I was hoping he'd go, everyone's calling Steve Spud.
Yeah.
But of course,
Hey, Spud. The first time I said Spud, you go, what?
yeah,
You'd
exactly.
be really proud, wouldn't you? No.
Did you have a nickname?
Not really. I mean, there was a lot of people on the estate that I grew up on. You know, nicknames are big things on estates and that. A lot of my dad's mates, right? What their nicknames did was tell you about them. Do you know how I said about the Elephant Man's a good name?
Yeah.
Because like you know what you're going to get. If someone said Elephant Man's popping around in a bit, it wouldn't be a shock when he walked in.
Yeah.
Right? So it worked in that sort of thing. You know, so there was John the Screw, right?
John the Screw.
Whether he had sex a lot or he worked in a prison.
No, he had a DIY shop.
I was going to say mechanics.
So you had it.
It's close.
Right? There was Fred the Veg,
Yeah.
which is
I assume it's because he was at the same IQ as you.
Or he was in a coma.
Yeah.
Right.
there was my uncle Tattoo Stan.
All right.
Yeah, he had
Tattoo
like,
artist?
loads of tattoos that he'd just done himself.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
The problem was because he did his tattoos himself, the ones on his left arm were really good because he was right-handed. On his right arm, rubbish.
Oh,
so
God.
there was him,
Great.
and there was Jimmy the Hat.
Jimmy
who-
the Hat.
Yeah.
Did
And
you
that-
always wear a hat?
No, he didn't. That was the point there. That he never wore a hat.
That's amazing. Brilliant. How can you pick up on someone never wearing a hat? How would you ever notice? I'll tell you what, I've noticed something about Jimmy. What?
Go on.
He doesn't wear a hat. Why was he not called Jimmy the Parrot? Because he never carries a parrot.
No, but that's just the way. I mean, that's how they work it. I mean,
Here comes Jimmy 3 legs. Why'd you call him that? He hasn't got 3 legs.
I didn't really have one apart from like I had a CB. You know, like when you'd go on a CB radio and have a chat to people.
Oh, this was a craze in the, was it late 70s, early 80s?
Early 80s.
For my time.
And it was just short band radio, wasn't it? Everyone had these little handsets and they'd speak to each other in the sort of local area.
Yeah, it was mainly. I think
Sorry to pause it. I was actually petrified of them because of the movie Joyride. Remember, if anybody remembers that, with Paul Walker, where the truck driver tracked them down through the radio. I'll shut up now, but I don't like them.
And radio, wasn't it? Everyone had these little handsets and they'd speak to each other in the sort of local area.
yeah, it was mainly. I think it started off with like
Lorry
truckers
drivers,
and
isn't it?
that.
Yeah, truckers, yeah, because there was that thing from like about 1977,
Convoy.
it was Convoy, yeah.
Yeah, so I had one of them, and the handle. I had two
Handle
different
mean
names.
is your nickname, your
Yeah,
name.
there's loads of code stuff.
Yeah.
I had a couple. I had there was Pilkio one because,
Right.
like I say, there's a lot of Pilkingtons and that in Manchester. So if someone's Pilkio 2, it's open. You know what I mean? They can have it. And then
That is people scrabbling. I want a Pilk here, one.
and then because I did boxing and that,
Well, you did it once.
Yeah.
I'd Boxer Boy because I thought that's quite a good image as well. That's kind of like people going, oh, don't mess with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he asks what your handle is, tell him.
No.
You know what I mean? It's Boxer Boy in that. So
No,
just had
that's not a
them
good
two.
one.
I used to just go on there and
Pointless. What is the point of this?
well, you just meet people, don't you?
And you
So-
don't meet people. You say, "What's your handle?" They go, "Box boy." What's yours? Rubber duck. All right, cheers.
No,
It's
but then
ridiculous.
you'll say like, then you go, oh, what's your 20?
What's that mean?
Where are you?
Well, why don't you say, "Where are you?"
Because just in case there's someone who's listening in who you know, you hear about this all the time, don't you? People listening, jotting stuff down.
Oh, right. So just in case someone in the world doesn't know what handle means, they're out of the loop. They're out of the loop.
It's not a difficult code to crack, is it? If
Yeah.
you're trying to track someone.
It's hardly the head of the mafia talking to each other because the FBI are on the wire. It's ridiculous. Like I go, oh, you keep saying that, what's your handle? And they come back with something else. I can't work out what's going on.
No, it's like anything, isn't it? That's what codes. That's what codes are all about, isn't it? Set them up and that.
Go on and tell me the code then.
Reveal at long last to the world what
Yeah.
these codes are.
Right, so
Yeah.
what's your 20? Where
Oh.
are you?
This is better than the Enigma.
Yeah.
Right, now here we go.
Right.
How many candles are you burning?
Does that mean how big's your car or something like that? Horsepower or
See?
something?
No, that's
Oh,
how old
what
are you?
time is it?
No, how old are you?
What, how old are you?
Right.
Right.
That makes sense.
Uh,
Birthday
How many
candles.
candles are you burning, of course?
Yeah.
So what's the answer come back?
You go
I'm 15.
14.
Brilliant. That code, there's no one going to work that out. I wish you'd have kept a diary of this, because this has been fascinating.
Now and again, someone will come in and go side on, right?
What's that mean?
And that means like there's someone sat there listening into this
Ooh.
chat and going, this sounds interesting.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
And they want to join in, so they sort of go side on, you go side on, bring it in, right? And they go, all right.
Alright.
How many candles are you burning?
Yeah. What's your
That's
20?
a clue round again.
Yeah.
See you later. What's your 20?
Candy cane.
Oh.
And
From
right, It
Joyride.
seems to me that what you should have done is made a note the first time, so that when you then speak to them again, you don't need to ask them those questions. Can I just confirm that you're burning 15? It's that time again. Do the jingle.
Oh! Jesus Christ. That was loud. Man.
Okay. I'm gonna do a really good one.
Okay, go.
Oh, chimpanzees! Monkey news, yeah.
Right, do you know it's nearly time for the Winter Olympics again?
Okay.
Is it?
Okay.
They sort of come round every 4 years.
Is it this year? Is it?
And the last one that happened,
4 years ago. Yeah.
there was a bit of an incident.
Oh no. Do you remember any winners that were monkeys? In any of the
No.
tournaments? No.
So
So
it's not
anyway-
going to be that because it wouldn't be true. Go
Oh,
on.
yeah.
So anyway, one of the popular events, bobsleigh.
Okay.
Of course.
You know, you know how it works.
Well,
It's
you
like
need
a
4
sleigh.
men. Is it 4 men or 5
4 men.
It's 4. There's definitely 4 men that you need
Need
on
four
a
men.
team.
Is it, and there's 2 team bobsleighs.
But they're always men. Is that right? Let me just clarify. With the Winter Olympics, you can't have any animals taking part.
No, and they also well, no, because they wouldn't be allowed them to. There's no way they can disguise it because not only would they see it straight away, right, but they have blood tests,
Right. Okay. So,
which would show up.
so they definitely know if it was
Yeah.
anything
Blood
or
tests.
not.
It would be
It's
impossible.
It would be literally impossible to have anything other than a human
Take
involved in a bobsleigh team.
Fine. Okay. So carry on.
So anyway, the country was doing really well in the qualifying stages.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem was there was like 2 members
Mm.
who were getting all like the press and stuff.
All right.
Anyway, so this one member was getting fed up because the other 2 were getting all the press and what have you. So he said, I'm not happy with this.
Yeah.
I'm jacking it in. So they were like, you're joking, we've qualified, we're getting into like the main race and everything. You can't leave us now. And he said, well, you can do it all on your own before. You know, the way you were acting and that, you didn't need me. So I'm going. So the clock's ticking, it's getting close to the big race and
Of
everything.
course it is. Yeah.
They're like, what are we going to do here?
The substitute they took with them.
What are they
Well,
going
they
to
must
do?
have.
Yeah, they would take the substitute. So get him
No,
on.
they didn't have any of them and that. It's,
What's-
you know, a lot of injuries and stuff.
Or just get a mate to do it. Just get a mate or a friend
Yeah,
or the coach to do it. Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot of responsibility on these people, and you know, you won't want to let your country down and that. And like, what are we going to do?
Get a waiter or anyone. in the
Anyway,
hotel.
Yeah,
time
any
comes
human
to the
being
race.
would be better.
Seems
a
to be
monkey.
3 people on it.
There appears to be 3. Okay.
Oh, there's a monkey.
They start off, they're whizzing around the track faster than normal. They're beating their old record
Right.
Wow.
Amazing.
because the new fella
Incredible.
they've got a little bit smaller.
Ah.
Right?
Is he in the bobsleigh or is he pushing?
He's in it.
Oh, right, okay.
Right?
He's wearing a uniform and a helmet. Though.
He's
We
got
can't
a
see what he
helmet
looks like.
on.
We
He's
can't
got the
see his
kit
face.
on.
Can't see his face.
Nobody knows who he is, but
course
the
they do.
country's loving it. They're like, well, it looks like we're going to break all our records. You know, good. It's good that they found someone new.
Yeah.
Bet the other fella who left is sort of kicking himself. Thinking, oh, I could have been part of this. Anyway,
This wasn't that bloke that had very short legs and long arms, was it?
anyway, what happened is they're whizzing round the track and what have you,
Faster than ever. Yeah.
faster than ever, and the press are like going, beating our records here. They started taking photographs, a lot of flashes from the cameras and stuff.
Right. Of course.
Suddenly, the bobsleigh goes a bit sort of mental and whizzes off the track. Ambulance comes rushing over and stuff. The other 2 members are looking pretty nervous for some reason.
What are they doing?
They're saying, look, don't take the helmet off because you know you can do more damage to the.
Well, don't tell the paramedics how to do it.
They know their job.
Yeah,
they know
yeah,
their
yeah,
job.
So they were like, just you know, and plus, you know, he doesn't. He came in at last minute to help us out. He doesn't want everyone to know who he is. He's
Yeah.
not after the limelight
Yeah.
like some of the members he used to have. He just was helping his country out.
Yeah.
Leave the helmet on. Anyway, they get him in the ambulance and stuff. the other two are looking a bit worried and what have you. They're gutted. They lost the race.
The little bloke, is the bloke not saying anything? Is he not?
He's in the ambulance now.
Is he not saying anything though?
Anyway, word reported that one of the ambulance drivers said that on that sort of dreadful night when the country lost out on a medal in the bobsleigh, he sort of reported that there was a monkey in the back of the ambulance. People were like going, you're joking.
I don't remember this. I don't remember this.
Yeah.
Well, this is it, you see, because they sort of swept it under the carpet a little bit. They were like, this
Bullshit.
is crazy talk.
Bullshit.
This is crazy talk.
What's talk? Absolute shit. Where'd you get this from?
This is crazy talk, right?
It is crazy talk, and it's from the mouth of Carl Pilkington.
But the weird thing is that backed it up. Following week, there was a story of some people who visited the zoo saw a chimp in a neck brace.
How the fuck does that connect?
That's this week's monkey news.
I mean, if a monkey was in the Olympics, it would be national news. Everybody would know about it. So, his mind is brilliant. There's a kernel of truth in that story somewhere that maybe a monkey was on a bobsled and got injured, but he wasn't in the Olympics. But yeah, we got episode 2 of An Idiot Abroad coming up next. I have no idea where he's going next. I'm excited to watch that. And Wall-E, finally, the movie reaction is coming this week too. Please subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next show. Thank you.